Hey folks, I'm getting ready to do a video for the scooter troubleshooting that I need to do. Apparently something's going on either with my rear wheel or with my controller. After talking to the folks on Reddit, they have said that it's most likely my B controller, which controls the rear wheel. Apparently that's why there's two controllers. On the scooter. So there are front controllers on the left. So I'm looking to fix that today. Hopefully I'm going to switch the front controller to the rear, but there's probably a reason there's an A and a B controller, and it's because of the phase. It makes the wheel spin forwards or backwards, or counterclockwise or clockwise, depending on how you look at it. And I think that's why there's two different controller types versus one controller type. We'll find out soon. I am going to fix the scooter, and I'll try to video some of it as we go. Now I'm in the garage getting ready to work on this thing, and I got a big job ahead of me. I got to cut some silicone to open up the top to bring to take the deck off of the lower portion. Looks like it's all silicone with black silicone. So we'll decide after we're done if that needs to go back on there. I don't think it'll hurt anything to leave it loose for a while, as long as I don't ride through a lot of water. This is my controller. I think this is the one for the rear. I think this B right here is what indicates the B controller. This thing. Alright. See, look at all that silicone around there. Look at that. It's pretty good. There's definitely some holes. So I hope there's a drainage hole for if water gets in here, it can get out. This is all aluminum. I put some grip tape on it. I've been afraid to get into this project because it's pretty scary to dive into your $1,700–1,800 scooter, you know, with no knowledge of what you're doing, but I'm doing it so you guys can ride along with me and check it out. Alright. I don't care, I want to ride again. I miss riding. 60 volt, 36 amp hours. Now that's cool. These are XT60 connectors. These are solid. Those are good. I have more of those if I need them. Got a little bit of metal showing through right there. That's sloppy. But what do you expect? Here's where the phase wires bolt into the, it's like a fuse block thing, I think. So here's a wire going up the front. I don't know where that wire is going. Here's some silicone on the wire. That looks good overall, whatever this is. Probably charger. Yep, it goes to the charging port. This wire goes to the charging port. I don't know what that is. I'll tape it in case it's a thing, but we got two charging ports coming in to this battery. So if I get a charge doctor, it'll put power into one port or the other. I don't know what it looks like inside where it connects to the BMS, but they do go into the battery separately. I was curious if they were jumpered together or if they're jumpered together in here, or if they go through the BMS as two different circuits. I don't know, unless I take this gigantic battery apart. Look at this thing. What is this? There's a wire going underneath it. Don't know where that goes. Here's some small wires that go to my LEDs. Looks like those are probably wired to my LEDs. Yep, they're wired to this light here. This wire is. This wire is going to go to the other side. Yep, to the top one. And there's a bottom one coming up. One's brake circuit and one is on all the time when the lights are on, like a parking light or a running light. But some kind of connectors in there that bridge them together. They silicone the ends. That's good. It looks pretty well built so far. There's the back end of the kickstand bolts. I don't know if anybody's ever gone through the inside of one of these with this kind of detail for anybody, so if they have, I haven't seen it. So this is a brake cable coming back through the body, so it's clean. Here is the electrics that go down to the rear wheel. So these are going to run into this junction block. That's the word I was looking for. They're bolted together in there. You can see that. So these are the rear wires. So this must be the rear controller over here. This is the one I need to take apart and see if it's bad. I forgot because it's been a few days since I rode which one gets hot, which controller gets hot. So here's all the, there's the alarm mechanism, 48 volts to 64 volts. Hopefully it takes 67.2 reliably. So far it has, because this thing charges to 67.2. So I found my first issue in here. It's very minor. It's just a nick. I'll show you. It's a nick on the wire going to the hall sensors. And this was going to the rear hall sensors. But I don't think it's broken continuity, so unless it was having a problem like touching anodized material, I don't even think it's, there's no way it grounded out and caused me issues. Yeah, I don't see any problems other than that so far. This is the hall, and these are the phase wires, I think, that go to, these go to the rear wheel. You can trace it all the way to the rear wheel. You can see it, this one. I just found something that's off from the factory, and it makes me a little nervous. Maybe this is causing my issues. I've got two phase wires, and I'm not sure how they work internally, but I've got two phase wires that are wrong. So what I want to do is try the front controller on the rear wheel to see if it spins under load without noise. So I was going to switch this and the hall sensor wires over from controller to controller. But this was wired correctly. Green, green, blue, blue, yellow, yellow, right? Well, this one, when I took the cover off, I noticed it is not wired correctly. The green and the blue wires are crossed. So this is going to the rear motor. You can see it's going to the rear motor. So I'm pretty sure that's ass backwards. Although my scooter worked fine for a while. I'm just going to reverse those real quick and then hope for the best. Shit, I have no idea what to do, but I'll try it. Okay. Well, we'll let you know. Change to the correct green to green, blue to blue, yellow to yellow. Green to green, blue to blue, yellow to yellow. That looks good. I'm going to put this one back together. Actually, I'll probably leave that disconnected so the front doesn't go off right now, just for testing. But I have to switch the hall sensor back. Okay. Fun, right? Okay, my results are very strange. When I hooked it up according to the color of the wires. Now the rear wheel won't do anything. And all I've done is disconnect the front controller, so it has nothing to do with anything. But the rear won't even go. Watch this. Gently, here, I've connected them correctly. Green, green, blue, blue, yellow, yellow. And reconnected the connectors, the power connector, the hall sensors, and the main phase wires. So everything's reconnected. And scooter's on. And watch what happens when I hit the throttle. Nothing. Oh, I don't want to burn it out. But it doesn't sound healthy. Nothing happens at all. So I'm going to switch back the green and the blue again and hope for the best. Gotta try it, right? I am trying to swap the front controller to control the rear wheel, and I did that, and basically I had to swap the hall sensors and the phase wires over, and I did this, and my results are that my rear wheel still makes noise, so it can't be the controller. So I think I'm looking at a wheel replacement, or wheel motor replacement, because I can't think of any other variables. All you have are controller and rear wheel, and they're directly connected together, and the rear wheel's still making the noise. I'll show you. I have it being controlled by the front controller, and I'll show you how that's wired. I wired the blue and green backwards because that's what worked on the other side, and it still works, but it's still making the noise. Here, I'll show you. So I have the front controller wired, has power, and has phase wires connected. Blue to green, green to blue, green to blue, yellow, yellow. That's how it was connected on the other side when that was being controlled by this controller. So now I'm using the front controller to get the rear wheel spinning, because this is the rear wheel wiring. Here's your hall sensors coming out of the rear wheel and your phase wires. So the front controller is doing it all, which means I had to enable the front wheel here to get this thing to go. So here's what happens. Same noise. Still making the noise. Now if I lift it in the air, get back a little bit. If I lift it in the air and hit it, it spins quiet. No load. It's quiet. But you can hear when I first hit the throttle, when it's under load, just to get spinning again, causes an issue. So it's not bearings or anything else, it's something in that motor. But yeah, front controller works for the rear. So in summary, I've got this thing apart. Move the front controller to control the rear wheel. It controls it the same way, but it also causes the noise, the same noise. So I don't see how we could say that this is a controller issue. To me, it looks like the motor has died, unfortunately. These are the motors I have. as a reminder, I've got the 1600 watt stamped ones. That's what I've got there. Thanks for watching. Sorry it was a little boring at times. I'll cut those out hopefully. But if you want to see more scooter videos, if you're not afraid to dig into your scooter and you need advice, hit me in the comments. Hit a like, subscribe, and keep up with me on my scooter repair woes. It looks like I'm going to have quite a few of them, unfortunately. Alright, you guys have a good day.